I have absolutely no idea why he didn't check with me first. But I can assure you that nothing has been finalized. Yes, I see. Well, I will certainly call you back when our decision has been firmed up. Thank you. Goodbye.
Is that Centennial business?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we better get right down to work. I'm glad you're here. We have a lot of decisions to make
Roger,
today.
would you do me a favor, please, and just drop the three-piece suit routine for a minute? Why haven't you been honest with me?
What are you talking about?
About you and me and our relationship.
I thought we'd settled that.
So did I, but obviously I was wrong. Because I think that I deserve a bit better than the way you've been treating me.
Here's what you do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one night to live.
One Life to Live. Brought to you by Extra Strength Tylenol Gel Caps. For everyday pain, nothing works better.
I'm sorry, Victoria. I don't understand.
I just got off the phone with a woman who was on the Centennial Committee down in Elvira, Georgia. You're familiar with Elvira, aren't you?
Of course. That's Landview's sister city down south. They're also having a 100-year celebration.
Yes, next week, in fact. And you knew that the organizers had offered us an all-expenses-paid trip to the festivities. Problem is, you never bothered to tell me about it, did you?
Well, I did talk to the committee about it.
I know you did. Not only did you talk to them, you declined the invitation without even discussing it with me first.
If you'd just let me explain.
Roger, I'm not used to people making my decisions for me. I don't like it. A lot more to the point is that I found myself very surprised and rather disappointed that you would do that. I found it was very embarrassing talking to that woman just now. I felt like such a fool, telling her I didn't even know anything about the offer.
Well, I was going to tell you.
What? That you had declined the invitation, that it was a fait accompli?
Well, I thought it would be a waste of time, that there would be nothing that we could learn from them, and that you would agree with me.
You thought wrong. The trip could prove invaluable to us.
Well, we are already well underway with our own plans.
But what if we take a wrong turn somewhere? What if we miss something along the way? That trip could save us a lot of time and money in the long run just by avoiding mistakes that the Elvira people encountered along their way.
But everything's fine. And the celebration's going to be great. I just felt we didn't need to go to Elvira.
No, you didn't. If that had been the reason that you turned it down, then you would have discussed it with me.
You're not going to let me off the hook, are you?
Well, not until you tell me the truth.
Do I really have to? I mean, after all, Victoria, you know the truth as well as I do.
No, I don't. I wouldn't be asking if I did.
Come on, Victoria. There's no way we could have taken that trip together. Not after what's happened between us.
Gabrielle, you can't refuse to see me. I don't have to see anyone if I don't want to, do I?
Well, no, but...
Gabrielle, please don't send me away. Talk to me, please. I can help you. Let me. Please. There's nothing for us to talk about. Nothing for us to talk about? What about the fact that you're closing yourself off from the outside world? What about the fact that you won't talk to John Russell about your defense? There is no defense. I'm guilty as charged. And that's going to be your plea? Yes. But what about if you talk to John Russell? Don't try and think of an alternative, Deborah, because there is... Yes, there is. Regardless of your plea, if we can try and temper public opinion. Oh, and how are we going to do that? Take out an ad in a local paper.
Hey, listen, everybody. Gabrielle Medina, she's not as bad as you think she is.
Actually, you're not that far off the mark. After I leave here, I'm going to see Cord Roberts
Oh,
at the
golly,
Banner.
now, he's really in my corner, isn't he?
Look, regardless of his opinion of you, he told me that first and foremost, he is a newspaper man dedicated to reporting about the truth. So if I can just persuade him to
Deborah,
print an
please,
honest...
listen to me. I don't want you wasting your life, putting it on hold for me. Darling, you're young. You've got the rest of your life in front of you. Don't go wasting a single minute of it worrying about me.
I do worry about you. And I know there must be something I can do to help you.
You want to help me? All right. There is something you can do to help me. But you must do exactly as I ask without question, for my sake.
Yeah, these are nice, Max. I mean, the headshots, action stills, they're all good.
Yeah, I particularly like the one of Audrey riding naked on a purple horse to the hospital.
What?
Now that I've got your attention, maybe you'll tell me why I didn't have your attention in the first place.
I'm sorry, Max. Here, take a look for yourself.
Tina? Front page of International Herald? Is this what has you off in another zip code?
Oh, it gets better. Read the caption.
Tina Roberts, Mendoran heroine. Will she reign forever in the hearts of her people as she begins her whirlwind tour of the country?
How you like the sound of that, Max? Her people. I mean, she takes off from Mendora. She's going to go there for, what, a day to be queen for a day because of her part in bringing back the Mendoran jewels? But no, she's been there for quite some time now, and now she's going to go out on this tour.
Well, from what I heard, she was going to check on some of Michael's European contacts, try to track him down. Maybe no one told her that we found him. Got the kid back.
Vicky called her, told her that Michael has been found and that Brenda's got her baby back. There is no logical reason for Tina to stay in Mendora. But is she home? No, she's not, Max. And not only is she not coming home, but she's going out on this tour, which could go on for weeks. And I got to read about it in some damn newspaper.
Wait just a minute. Why did Vicky have to call Tina and tell her about finding Michael? And why didn't you know about Tina's flaky plan in the first place? Didn't she try calling you and telling you?
Well, she may have tried to tell me, but I haven't been in any mood to talk to her. In fact, every time she calls, she says hi, I say hi, and then I put CJ on the phone. And if CJ's not around, then I do what I can to end the conversation and end the call.
Are you still that angry at her?
Wouldn't you be, Max?
Cord, you're in love with Tina. You can't... You gotta talk this problem out. You can't keep pushing her out of your life.
Hey, look, I am not pushing her anywhere, Max. She is the one who took off for this foreign country, which is halfway around the world.
I don't think you can put the blame completely on her, especially when you're not willing to forgive and forget enough to try to work this out.
I'm sorry, Max. What she did to Brenda is unforgivable in my book.
Brenda's not holding a grudge about this. If she's not blaming Tina, then why should you?
Because this is not an isolated instance with Tina. I mean, the lies, the deceits, the promises that will never be kept.
Look, Cord, last thing you want right now is a piece of advice that is going to be aimed right between your eyes, but I hope you listen to it. From where I'm standing, I see your marriage going right in the toilet. If you don't loosen up a little bit, you're going to be the one flushing it down the drain.
Everything that Tina has done to me, you want me to be the one to lighten up, to loosen up a little bit, and make the first move to reconcile. Give me a break, Max.
Well, it sounds to me like she's already tried to make the first move by calling you. You're the one that keeps hanging up.
Well, that's the way it's got to be. Because every time I get her on the phone, every time I talk to her, I hear her voice, and I can feel my guts just clenching up on me, Max. And she can hear it, too. Even though we're talking long distance, she hears it. Now, what good is it going to be for me to talk to her if I just end up shouting at her?
All I'm trying to say is if you don't get a hold on your anger, you are going to end up widening the distance that already exists between you two.
Well, maybe that would be good, Max. Maybe we need some time, we need some space, we need some distance between us so we can think this thing through.
Right. You can do your thinking here, she can do her thinking there, and you'll never know what each other is thinking.
I don't see what good it would do forcing a conversation right now. I don't think it would settle any of this.
Well, forget the talk. Take some action instead.
What kind of action?
Take a plane to Mendora. Bring her back here where she belongs, with her family. If for no other reason than so she's with her son. CJ needs a mother as well as a father.
Hey, I know that, Max. Apparently, Tina's having a hard time realizing that.
Well, then drag her butt back to Lambview and make her understand.
Yeah, well, if I thought that talking to her would make her understand anything, Max, believe me, I would try it. I would be the first one on a flight to Mandora to try to convince her. Max, I am tired of being the one who's always got to rush in there and rescue Tina because she's got herself into some kind of a trouble. Now, I bet that she's sitting there in Mandora with her feet up on some kind of a table, thinking that old Cord's going to come by and rescue her and come down there and save and solve all of our problems in our marriage.
So why don't you dust off the armor, get to work?
Because it's not going to happen that way this time. This time, Tina is the one who's got to saddle up that white stallion and come to the rescue.
No one wins in a stalemate, Cord. No one. If you're both going to sit back and wait for the other one to make the first move, it's never going to happen.
Well, I know you think that I am being as stubborn as a mule about this, Max. But this go-round, that's the way it's got to be. Tina has got to make the first move. Please, I don't want to discuss this anymore. Let's talk about your publicity shots, all right? Now, you were saying something about Audrey and a horse?
Anything you say, Gabrielle, I promise, just anything.
Forget about me. Forget about my problems and stop trying to help.
I can't do that. I can't abandon you like this.
Please. I appreciate everything you've done for me. And I would like you to know that I am so proud to have you as my sister. You have a terrific future in front of you. Don't destroy it. Don't get mixed up in my problems. Hold on to those good qualities of yours.
One of those good qualities, as you said, call it, is my love for you. And you just want me to destroy it by just turning my back on you.
Deborah, I am like a sickness that grows on people. One day that will destroy you. You'll turn around and you will hate everything that I brought into your life. You see, I will turn your dreams into everlasting nightmares. I will take your hopes and make them into disasters. You will despise me for what I've done to you.
I will never despise you. Don't do this to me, Gabrielle.
You said you would do whatever I asked you to do. So do it. Forget that I ever existed. And don't ever come and visit me here again. Matron, I want to go back to my cell. My sister is now leaving.
Oh, Gabrielle, please, you've got to let me help you. I'm going to help you whether you want me to or not.
There's no use hiding from it, Victoria. You and me. Together in Georgia, it would have been tempting fate as well as ourselves.
No, it would have been a business trip.
Not after everything that's happened. After all the words we've said to each other. Words of love and tenderness. After all that, can you honestly say it would have been nothing but a business trip?
I think we would have enjoyed it as friends.
Face it, Victoria. Things have changed. We're more than just friends. We crossed that line when we confessed our feelings to each other.
Yes, but our feelings don't change who we are or our lives or how we choose to live them. Despite what I said to you, it doesn't change the fact that I'm married to Clint.
I know that. And I promised you that I would never do anything to jeopardize your marriage with Clint.
And I'm very grateful to you for that. I love him, and I love my children and my home, and I don't want to lose that. And I don't want to lose you either.
As a friend.
As someone that I can depend on and work with. We have a great deal of work to do here, you and I together. I would like to make the centennial celebration just as wonderful as we possibly can make it, but I don't see how we can do it if you feel that we constantly have to avoid each other.
No, I didn't say that. I just said we shouldn't go away together to some far-off town and leave the reality of our lives.
We carry our lives with us no matter where we go.
Well, sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. I didn't want to do anything to cause you any more pain or confusion. Like accepting an invitation to go away together. Do you understand?
Yes? Oh, Roger, what is to become of us? Oh, hold me. Please tell me everything's going to be all right.
Oh, God, I wish I could, Victoria. I wish to God I could.
So, this is one of Lambview's hot spots, huh?
Well, yeah, you know, if you're looking for a great-shaped hamburger. Look, why don't you grab the table, and I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. Cool. Hi.
Hi.
Come here often?
Do I know you?
Name's McGillis. Tyler McGillis.
Hi, Tyler.
I'm new in town. Well, not all that new, but I was here once before. But I didn't stay too long, so I didn't get to see much of Lambview. I was staying over with my sister.
I'm sure it's very interesting.
Look, are you busy
Tyler.
tonight? I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to just blurt it right out like that, but I saw you sitting here all by yourself and...
And you thought I was an easy pickup, is that it?
No, of course not. It's just that my friend Dan Wolick brought me here and he told me,
Dan Wolick? Did you say Dan Wolick?
Yeah, you know him?
She sure does.
China.
Come here, Al. The question is, how well are you trying to get to know her there, Tyler?
Dan, I'm sorry, Dan. I didn't know you were a girl.
It's okay. I guess intros are in order. Kelly, this is Tyler. Tyler, this is Kelly.
We've met.
Hi.
And this is Al, Max Holden's son.
Hi.
Kelly babysits for Al on a regular basis, and she also runs Max's place.
Yeah, you should come by sometime. There's a lot of cute girls to pick up.
Okay. Just give me a few minutes to take my foot out of my mouth first.
So, Tyler, how do you like what you've seen so far of Lambview?
I like it a lot.
Are you going to be staying long?
I don't know yet. My dad let me put off going to college for a year so that I could see the world. But it's going to take much longer than that for me to get my fill of adventure.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it too much. With all the goings-on in this town, you'd probably have your fill of adventure in about, I'd say a month or so.
So what do you think? Use some of the shots? Yeah, sure. I'll get a reporter to work on this. Have him write a story about some of the more interesting...
Excuse me, Claude, but your secretary told me I could come straight in.
Sure. Deborah, come on in.
Hey, Deborah?
Oh, hi, Max. I'm so glad to see you. I really need to talk to you. Claude, do you mind if Max and I just step into the reception for a minute?
Oh, no, actually, you two can just stay here. I'll take these right down to Alan. Right now, he's the guy who handles this kind of story.
Great. Thanks, Gordon.
What's wrong?
I just went to see Gabrielle. It was horrible. I'm so afraid for her, Max.
Why? What happened?
She virtually kicked me out of the visiting room and told me never, ever to go back there again. She's closing herself off from everyone who knows and cares about her.
I know. I took Al by to see her this morning, hoping it might pick up her spirits, but she turned right around and told me never to bring him back again.
You see? I mean, she won't let anyone help her. She won't even talk to her defense lawyer. And that's unlike Gabrielle. She never gives up without a fight. We have to convince her, Max. Convince her that she doesn't deserve to spend the rest of her life behind bars.
How? Can't force her to rehire John. We can't break into prison to make her visit with us. If she doesn't want to see us, she doesn't want to see us.
She doesn't know what she wants. She's confused. She's consumed with despair. And that's why we've got to make her change her mind. Especially you.
Why me?
She trusts you, Max. You're the father of her child. If anyone can make her turn around, it's you.
Deborah, I can't even explain to my own son why his mother is where she is and why she doesn't want to see him again. I can't even keep peace in my own relationship with Megan.
Oh, I see. Suddenly your problems are bigger than Gabrielle's. You're just going to abandon her, leave her like this?
I'm not going to abandon her. I just wish I knew what the hell to do, but I do not.
Oh, Max, please, think of something.
All right, fine. I'll leave it to me.
Thank you.
All clear? Yeah, I think it's your turn. I'll let you know if I come up with anything. Cord, thank you. And think about what I said.
Did I have a choice? So, Deborah, what can I do for you?
Well, first of all, you can forget any differences that we might have and listen with an open mind to what I have to say and maybe get ready for a challenge.
Sarah.
Well, come in, sweetheart.
No, if I'm interrupting you, I can come back later.
No, not at all. Goodness, I have a million things that I have to do today. Why don't you stay and talk to your father, all right? Roger, I'll be at Land Fair all afternoon. You can reach me there if you need to.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
She had something in her eye.
I'm not a child. I know what I saw, and I don't like it.
Not what you think.
I don't even know what to think anymore. I thought Clint was just overreacting to your relationship with Vicky.
Well, did Clint talk to you about all that?
No, he didn't. He talked to Bo about it. He came to him for advice. And of course, I assured Bo that you would never do anything to threaten his brother's marriage. After what I just walked into and saw.
Honey, it was just an innocent hug.
Was it innocent? Or was it something else?
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
Sweetheart, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Victoria. I would never do anything to hurt her.
What about her marriage to Clint?
If that's the most important thing in her life, if that brings her happiness, I would never dream of interfering with it.
Why do I get the feeling I'm not getting the entire picture here?
Sarah, I'm telling you the truth. I care about Victoria. We share a past and a daughter, and now we're working closely together on this project.
That is a very interesting situation, I think.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Dad, it means that at the same time you say you don't want to hurt Vicky, that's exactly what you're doing by being such a big part of her life.
Look, if she's being hurt, it's because that pig-headed husband of hers is trying to control her life.
Now Clint is pig-headed because he's concerned about your relationship with his wife?
It goes much further than concern, Sarah. He's consumed with jealousy, and now he's making Vicky feel guilty about the time she's spending with me.
That's time that she should be spending with her husband and her family.
What's she supposed to do? Forsake her past? Forsake her feelings about me and Megan?
Oh, please. Please, let's just leave Megan out of this.
Megan is just as much a part of her past as I am. Don't you see? Clint is terrified of the past. He's afraid that it will engulf his present life with Victoria and cause him to lose his precious possession.
She's not his possession. She's his wife.
Well, then he better start treating her like one, or he's going to lose her. And you know what? It'll serve him right. He doesn't deserve such a wonderful person as Victoria, and Victoria doesn't deserve the unhappiness he's causing her. What?
Hearing you talk this way, my original question still stands. Are you trying to take Vicky away from Clint?
Deborah, I wasn't aware of the fact that we had any differences between us. And I also don't know how I've ever treated you with anything less than an open mind.
What about the Waterside Inn lobby? Do you remember when you were so anxious to interview my sister? Are you telling me you're not going to print those bad opinions of Gabrielle?
Well, I'll tell you now, as I told you then, that I was just looking to publish the truth back then. I wanted to get Gabrielle's side of the story. And I would have printed that without prejudice and without bias.
Well, I can give you the perfect opportunity to prove that philosophy of printing the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
This isn't a laughing matter. My sister is suffering in jail. Are you willing to go and interview her and tell your readers what you see.
Deborah, please sit down. Look, I would love to interview Gabrielle, but she's not seeing anybody, not even her lawyer. In fact, I've talked to John, and he tells me that she out and out fired him.
Well, that's because in her despair, she feels like she doesn't deserve to be defended.
Ah, and can I quote you on that?
Oh, interview her. I don't know. Find out.
As I said, I would love to interview her, but I can't get to her.
Oh, I'll get you in.
How?
Well, I don't know exactly how, but no matter what it takes, I'm going to prove to the public that my sister doesn't deserve what she's getting.
Well, who's being biased now?
I just want the whole of Landview to know the truth, and maybe they'll feel differently about her. Maybe they'll be more compassionate towards her, and maybe Gabrielle will have something to fight for then.
Those are an awful lot of maybes.
Look, I said this was going to be a challenge. Do you want to take it or not?
Well, I've never been wanting to back down from a challenge in my life, and I gotta tell you, I still respect the way you're sticking up for your family like this. But I think there's another scenario that you ought to add to this list of maybes of yours.
Oh, and what's that?
This interview may not be the godsend that you're looking for. In fact, your idea of the truth may not match with Gabrielle's. I think you may end up regretting this. It may blow up in your face. It may backfire on you, Deborah. And I think the big question here is, are you ready to take that kind of a chance?
My dearest precious Al, it was so wonderful seeing you this morning. I love you very much. And when I take you in my arms and hold you close, I realize that nothing in this world is more important to me than you are. That's why I must stop thinking of myself and think only of what is best for you. Please understand, my darling, that even though nothing gives me more pleasure than being with you, I cannot let you come here anymore. I want your life to be filled with nothing but happy memories of me, and not the nightmare of seeing me in this horrid place. I pray that someday you'll understand what I've done and why I'm here. Until then, think only good thoughts, my precious. And always remember that I love you with all my heart.
Gabrielle, you wanted to see me? What is it?
Oh, Father, please, I need your help. I need to clear my conscience. I need some answers, Father.
Maybe I should ask the matron to let us go to the chapel.
No, God wouldn't want me in there. I am totally undeserving of his blessing or his forgiveness.
God forgives all his children if they truly seek his blessing.
I'm not worried about me. It's the people that I'm hurting. It must stop. Those people, they should not have to pay for my sins.
But you're not going to be able to help the people you love until you find some peace within yourself. They care about you, Gabrielle. The pain that they feel is your pain. The despair is your despair, and you can't help them overcome it until you can overcome it in yourself.
How am I going to overcome all of this?
All of this is made by man. The prison you've built inside yourself is far greater. Free yourself from it, Gabrielle. Become part of the world around you again. As undesirable a world as it might seem to you right now, you've got to become involved and make the best of it.
Yeah, I've tried that. But they insist on keeping me in isolation.
I've taken the liberty of talking to the matron about that. She's agreed that you can work in the laundry if you want to. In fact, there's already a job waiting for you. I spoke with Mrs. Swenson. She's in charge of the laundry, and she said I can bring you down there any time. Will you do it, Gabrielle? Will you help the people you love by first helping yourself?
Father, will you take this letter and make certain that it's delivered to Max Holden?
Of course.
Good. Thank you.
to go?
Why not?
Guard?
Are you telling me that you won't report the facts as they are?
No, I'm telling you that I will report the facts as they are, but they may not be the facts that you want to hear.
My sister is suffering in jail, and that is a fact.
I don't doubt that. You know, I hear that jail is a pretty terrible place, and I don't think that Gabrielle is having a picnic there. But I also don't think that Gabrielle is getting anything that she doesn't deserve.
Nobody deserves the kind of pain that Gabrielle's going through.
Well, what about Brenda McGillis's pain? And Michael Grand's? Look, whether you want to face the fact or not, your sister has caused a lot of harm to a lot of people and done them a lot of damage. So many people that I don't even think that you are completely aware of.
I'm not saying that Gabrielle hasn't caused an awful lot of innocent people a lot of pain. But what I'm saying is, when does all this anger and bitterness end? And when does the compassion and forgiveness start?
Well, I think I better warn you that it may not start right here with this interview. Look, I will talk to Gabrielle, and I will gladly do an interview, and I will gladly publish it. But I don't know if it's going to be this vindication in the press that you're looking for, because I get the opinion that that's the whole reason that you came here to see me today. In fact, it may do a lot more damage to you and your family than you think.
Oh, and you'd love that, wouldn't you?
Please, I'm just trying to prepare you.
Oh, I was prepared when I walked in that door. You've already condemned Gabrielle to hell for what she's done. I was so stupid to think I could waltz in here and appeal to your sense of fairness.
I am trying to be fair.
Oh, you hate Gabrielle. You've always hated Gabrielle. This is the perfect opportunity to kick her when she's down. Well, now I hate you just as much. And I hope there's an opportunity when you're down in the mud, and I can kick you. And what you really need is a helping hand.
I'm not going to hurt Victoria in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to take her away from Clint. I'm not going to force a confrontation between her and her husband. And I'm not going to do anything to interfere with their marriage. Period. Now, can we change the subject?
No, not until I get to the bottom of this.
You have reached the bottom, Sarah.
Okay, first of all, I walked in here and you and Vicky are in the middle of what you call an innocent hug. And I ask you about it, and you completely lose your cool, and you act like you're going to hang Clint from the nearest tree because he's hurting Vicky, but you're not going to do anything about it. Now, I just don't understand this, especially when obviously you're so concerned about the situation.
Well, what do you want me to say? That I'd be happy to see Victoria leave Clint? All right? I'll say it. I hate the agony he's put her through. If he turns that insane jealousy of his into some kind of weapon and uses it to hurt Victoria, I'll be there in a flash. All she has to do is ask for my help, and I'll be right by her side because...
Because you're still in love with her?
More than ever. Honey, it's not a tragedy. Now, I'll admit it hurts like hell sometimes, but whenever I'm with her, the happiness and the contentment I feel, it makes it all worthwhile.
I know, Vicky. And I know Clint. The marriage that they have, Dad, is built on years of love, of trials and tribulations, the kind of things that bind people together for a lifetime.
I know.
Then you know the kind of pain that you're setting yourself up for. Dad, please, you gotta stop this, all right? You've got to just find some way to stop loving Vicky.
Can't do that.
Otherwise, your life is just going to be a living hell. And that is far too big a price to pay for something that is never going to be yours.
You're the girl from old Arizona.
Get off me!
You're asking all those questions about Max.
Let me go.
No, not until you tell us why you're wrecking Max's place.
You were right. This is quite a situation, isn't it? And I put you right in the middle of it.
It's you I'm worried about.
Don't be. I can handle it.
No, I'm not so sure of that.
I've lived with it for 25 years. I've accepted it. I just don't want it to destroy your relationship with Bo or any of the other Buchanans.
Dad, now that I know how you feel about
Look,
it...
I just want you to forget about it, okay? It's my problem. Not yours. I don't want to put you in a position to have to pick sides.
But I...
No buts, Sarah. I'm a big boy. I can handle my feelings for Victoria without getting you involved. Just trust me, okay? No matter what happens, I'll never regret loving Victoria.
All right, girls, you've got work to do. Do it. Don't pay them any mind, dear. Oh, they love to pass judgment, even though most of them are here on crimes a lot worse than yours. Not that I approve of what you've done. I'm not the judge and jury. Anyway, I run the laundry here, and all I ask is that my girls give me an honest day's work.
That's what I'm here for, to fill my time.
Oh, good. And we'll get on just fine. Come on. I'll give you a 5-cent tour of the facilities. Here's where we store our detergents and our cleaning fluids. Now, it's not the kind of stuff that you get at your neighborhood grocery store. It's heavy-duty solvents. So make sure your gloves are on anytime you handle it. Got it?
Got it, gloves.
As a matter of fact, keep your gloves on at all times, especially around these babies. This is where we do the pressing after we wash the clothes. You may want to start out working here. You can pretty much keep to yourself until the girls get used to having you around.
Fine. Whatever you say.
Oh, dear Lord! Quick! Get the Red Cross kit, quick! Oh, now!
Tomorrow at 9, 8 Central, it's the Friday night favorite, Perfect Strangers. Then, following just the 10 of us, what would you do if your child disappeared without a trace? Meet Patrick Sessions, a father who took unheard-of action when it happened to him on 2020. Decker pulls a fast one to keep Felicia's memory from coming back. Stay tuned for General Hospital following an ABC News brief next.